Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back. Yay! So now I would like to give you some material about clouds. But here I'm going to give the material with my friend, of course. So first, let me introduce us. Okay, my name is Yurike Rahmawati and my friend name is Febriyana Khoirulnisa. You guys could see our profile in the pic in the screen. So let's check it out. So, what is clouds? Anyone knows it? So let me tell you about it. So, a clause is a group of words that are related and contain subject and verb as well. It can also be defined as a group of words having a subject and predicate. It can be put up in this way that each sentence has at least one clause in it. Jadi, klausa itu adalah kumpulan kata yang berhubungan dan mengandung subjek dan kata kerja atau subjek dan predikat. Nah, setiap kalimat setidaknya itu harus memiliki satu klausa di dalamnya. Contohnya, she love. She itu kan subjek, love itu kata kerja. Jadi ini termasuk satu one clause. They are eating at a restaurant. Itu satu klausa, jadi one clause. She is cooking. She, subject, is cooking itu termasuk dalam verb atau predikat. Jadi one clause. I wait for her, but she didn't come. Itu mempunyai dua klausa, yaitu yang pertama I wait for her, yang kedua but she didn't come. Okay. So now, are you wondering how many types of clause? Let me tell you then. There are two types of clause. The first one is called independent clause and the second one is dependent clause. Independent clause usually known as main clause and dependent clause usually known as subordinate clause. So let's check out more about it. Okay, independent clause. An independent clause can stand on its own as a sentence. It has a subject and a verb and it expresses the complete thoughts. An independent clause by itself is called a simple sentence. Jadi, independent clause itu adalah klausa yang bisa berdiri sendiri sebagai kalimat. Dia itu mempunyai subjek dan juga kata kerja. Dan juga biasanya tuh udah mengungkapkan pemikiran yang utuh atau lengkap. They are always finite. They must contain a verb which shows tense. In a sentence, two independent clauses can be connected by using coordinating conjunction, like and, but, so, or, nor, for, yet, or we can say it fanboys. And the sentence will be called as compound sentence. Jadi, dua independent clause yang bisa dijadikan menjadi satu dengan fanboys ini atau coordinating conjunction ini. Dan kemudian sentence-nya ini dinamakan compound sentence. Contohnya, I want to buy a car, but I don't have enough money. Ini adalah dua independent clause. Biasa disebut compound karena terhubung dengan but. I want to buy a car, itu adalah independent clause yang pertama. I don't have enough money, itu independent clause yang kedua. Contoh yang selanjutnya, he went to Paris and visited the Lord. Subject of the second clause is he, so he visited the Lord is an independent clause. Ini juga adalah compound sentence, yaitu dihubungkan dengan and. Ya, he went to Paris, independent clause pertama, dan visited the Lord itu independent clause yang kedua. Yang selanjutnya, Jackson smiles whenever he see her. Yang terakhir ini adalah one independent clause atau biasa disebut dengan simple sentence. Jackson itu adalah subject, smiles itu adalah verb atau finite. The next material is about dependent clause and will be delivered by Febriyana Khoirulnisa.
The next material is dependent clause. Although a dependent clause also has a subject and a verb, a dependent clause is not a complete sentence. It's only part of a sentence, it doesn't express a complete thought. The dependent clause can come before or after the dependent clause. If a dependent clause comes first, it must be followed by a comma. Jadi meskipun dependent clause juga memiliki subjek dan kata kerja, dependent clause bukan merupakan kalimat yang lengkap. Dependent clause hanya bagian dari kalimat tidak menggunakan pemikiran yang lengkap. Kemudian, independent clause dapat muncul sebelum ataupun sesudah dependent clause muncul terlebih dulu. Kemudian diikuti dengan koma. For example, if you don't eat, this isn't a complete sentence, so it must followed by clause to become a complete sentence. Did you notice that at the beginning of independent clause there is subordinating conjunction? Ya, kata if adalah penanda dependent clause, kata-kata yang mungkin dapat membantu kamu untuk mengidentifikasi independent clause. Other subordinating conjunction when, because, before, after, while, although, since, and etc. Independent clause and one dependent clauses appear together, it's called complex sentences. For examples, after they finished studying, Lisa and Jisoo went to the movies. After they finished studying itu dependent clause, Lisa and Jisoo went to the movies itu independent clause. Next, when one or more independent clause and at least one dependent clause come together, it's called compound and complex sentence. For example, although they busy, Ben and his wife went to Korea for celebrate their wedding anniversary. Jadi dependent clause-nya itu yang although they busy. Next, independent clause-nya itu yang Ben and his wife went to Korea. And the last, for celebrate their wedding anniversary itu juga independent clause. Jadi bisa satu atau lebih independent clause. The next materials is types of dependent clause. Jadi types of dependent clause itu ada 4 jenis. Yang pertama, noun clause. Noun clause functions as a noun in a sentence. For example, what I want for dinner is a sandwich. Subject of the verb is. The next types is a pronoun clause. Pronoun clause is always governed by the role it plays in its term. Contohnya, they offered money to whoever passed the test first. Here, entire clause is the object of the preposition. Next types is adjective clause. It is a dependent clause that modifies noun or pronoun. Adjective clause always begins with words like when, where, who, whom, whose, and etc. Contohnya, we are going to a country that I like. It is an adjective clause and contains subject-nya I dan verb-nya itu like, and clause modifies the noun pitch. The last types is adverbial clause. Most of the adverbial clause beginning with subordinating clause like unless, if, because, when, although. Okay, I think enough for our materials about clause. Thank you for your nice attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.